Hey Valley, I just wanted to go over the notes for adding integers today. So that's what I have on the screen. We are using the format that's called Cornell Notes. So if you haven't seen those before, they were created by Cornell University and they're proven to be one of the best ways to take notes. So that's what we'll use this year. Talking about adding integers. And integers just means positive and negative whole numbers. So -1, -2, -3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, those types of numbers. And today we want to answer the question, how do you add integers? So the first question is how to add integers on a number line. So you always start the problem at 0, then use your first number to draw the first line. So on this example, my first number is -4, so I would start at 0. And then remember, if the number is negative, go to the left that many spaces. So I'm going to go to the left 4 spaces. Then from the new position, use the second number to go to the answer. And if the number is positive, go to the right that many spaces. So my second number is 7, so I'm starting at my new position. I'm going to go 7 spaces to the right because the 7 is positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4 puts me back at 0. 5, 6, 7. I land on 3. Okay, the next part, how to add integers with the same sign. So if the two numbers have the same sign, so they're both positive or they're both negative, you add the two numbers together and then take the sign of the two numbers. So for example here, 8 plus 2, they're both positive. We know 8 plus 2 is 10, and because they're both positive, that's a positive 10. Or on this one, -5 plus -3, they're both negative. 5 plus 3 is 8, and because they're both negative, I take that negative sign. So -5 plus -3 equals -8. Or here we have -5 plus -9. 5 plus 9 is 14, and because they're both negative, oops, it's a -14. And last one, 10 and 8, they're both negative, so 10 plus 8 is 18, and it would be negative. So now if the two numbers are different signs, so you have one positive and one negative, you subtract the two numbers and take the sign of the number with the biggest absolute value. So that just means ignoring the negative sign, which number is bigger, that's the sign that you're going to take. So in this first one, I have 8 and 2. Ignoring the negative, 8 is bigger and it's positive, so my answer will be positive. And I subtract 8 minus 2 is 6. With this one, -4 and 9. Ignoring the negative, 9 is bigger than 4, and it's positive, so my answer will be positive. And subtracting 4 and 9, I get 5. Over here, -5 plus 3. Ignoring the negative, 5 is bigger than 3, and the 5 is negative, so I'm going to take that sign. And then subtracting 5 and 3 would be 2. So my answer is -2. Or 9 and 10, ignoring the negative sign to see which one's bigger. 10 is bigger than 9, and that 10 is negative, so my answer will be negative. And subtracting the two numbers, 9 and 10, you'd get 1. Last thing I want to go over, what is the inverse property? So the opposite of any number is called its inverse. also known as an additive inverse. So the sum of a number and its additive inverse will always be 0. So if I take a number that's positive and the same number but negative, those two together will make 0. So a few examples, if I take -5 plus +5, that's going to be 0. Or if I take 3 plus -3, that's 0. Or if I take 100 plus -100, that will equal 0. As long as they're the same number, but one's positive, one's negative, your answer will be 0. And then something else, you can see some of these have parentheses and some of these do not. The parentheses are just to break it up so you can see that the negative is with the number, but it's not always there and that doesn't matter. If you have questions, please make sure you email your teacher, and you have a great day, Valley.